Welcome to Health 2660. Here we don't just talk about health, we tell the stories that heal. Now please listen to the story. Lisa, a woman etched with the subtle but undeniable marks of midlife, stood at the precipice of profound change, though she didn't yet realize it. At 45, she was a fixture in the sprawling, often sterile landscape of corporate accounting. Each day was a relentless cycle of spreadsheets, deadlines, and the quiet hum of fluorescent lights, a symphony of the mundane that played relentlessly on her nerves. For years, the relentless demands of her job had taken their toll, manifesting in a constellation of chronic ailments that had become her unwanted companions. Chronic work-related stress was no longer just a buzzword. It was a tangible force, a malevolent presence that permeated every aspect of her being. Her digestive system, once a reliable engine, had become a temperamental machine, sputtering and stalling at unpredictable intervals. Slow digestion was the norm, turning mealtimes into a source of anxiety rather than nourishment. Bloating followed almost every meal, inflating her stomach like an unwelcome balloon, making her clothes feel constricting and uncomfortable. Weight gain, a gradual but steady creep, had reshaped her figure, adding unwelcome pounds to her frame. Lisa felt trapped in a body that seemed to be rebelling against her, a physical manifestation of the inner turmoil she constantly battled. Fatigue was her constant shadow, a heavy cloak that she wore from the moment she woke up until she finally succumbed to sleep, a sleep that was rarely restful or restorative. Her energy levels were consistently depleted, making even the simplest tasks feel monumental. The vibrant, energetic woman she once was had been replaced by a weary, listless version, struggling to keep pace with the demands of her life. And then there was the sleep, or rather, the lack thereof. Sleep, the body's natural reset button, had become an elusive phantom, a nightly battle against racing thoughts and physical discomfort. She tossed and turned for hours, her mind a whirlwind of anxieties and unfinished tasks, before finally drifting into a fitful, unsatisfying slumber. She'd wake up feeling more exhausted than when she went to bed, perpetuating a vicious cycle of fatigue and sleeplessness. Her blood sugar levels danced a precarious jig, fluctuating wildly between spikes and crashes, leaving her feeling jittery and irritable one moment, and lethargic and weak the next. This constant instability fueled intense sugar cravings, an insatiable hunger for sweets that she knew was detrimental to her health, but felt powerless to resist. The cravings were a siren song, luring her towards sugary treats that provided a temporary rush of energy, followed by an inevitable crash that left her feeling worse than before. It was a vicious cycle, a self-inflicted wound that she couldn't seem to heal. Lisa had sought help from numerous doctors, each one offering their own diagnosis and prescription. She had amassed a small pharmacy of medications designed to address her various symptoms. Pills for digestion, promising to soothe her troubled gut. Medications for sleep, aiming to lull her into a peaceful slumber. And drugs to regulate her blood sugar, attempting to tame the erratic fluctuations that plagued her. But none of these solutions offered lasting relief. They were merely Band-Aids, masking the underlying problem without addressing the root cause. The medications often came with a litany of side effects, adding new layers of discomfort to her already burdened existence. The pharmaceutical approach felt like a never-ending cycle, a frustrating game of whack-a-mole where each symptom she managed to suppress was quickly replaced by another. She felt like a patient in a system that treated symptoms rather than people, a cog in a machine that churned out prescriptions without addressing the deeper, more complex issues at play. Lisa longed for a more holistic approach, a way to heal her body from the inside out, to address the underlying imbalances that were fueling her chronic ailments. One seemingly ordinary afternoon, during a casual conversation with a close friend named Sarah, Lisa's life took an unexpected turn. Sarah, a vibrant and knowledgeable nutritionist, had always been a beacon of health and wellness, radiating an energy that Lisa envied. They met for their usual coffee at a local cafe, a ritual that provided a brief respite from the stresses of their respective lives. Lisa, as she often did, began to recount her ongoing health woes, detailing the latest round of doctor's visits and the seemingly endless cycle of medications. Sarah listened patiently, her brow furrowed, with concern offering words of comfort and understanding. Then, with a thoughtful expression, Sarah began to speak about apple cider vinegar. She described its multiple benefits, explaining how it could support digestion, balance blood sugar, promote fat burning, and even improve sleep quality. Lisa listened with a mixture of skepticism and curiosity, her mind struggling to reconcile the seemingly simple remedy with her complex health problems. Sarah explained the science behind apple cider vinegar, detailing its unique composition and the mechanisms by which it could address her specific ailments. She spoke of acetic acid, the main component of apple cider vinegar, and its ability to improve insulin sensitivity, slow the absorption of carbohydrates, and promote the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. She described how these effects could translate into improved digestion, balanced blood sugar weight loss, and better sleep. It was the first time Lisa had ever considered apple cider vinegar as a potential tool for healing. She had always viewed it as a simple condiment, a sour ingredient used in salad dressings and marinades. She had never imagined that it could possess such profound health benefits, that it could be a key to unlocking her body's natural healing abilities. As Sarah spoke, Lisa's skepticism began to wane, replaced by a glimmer of hope. She was intrigued by the prospect of a natural remedy that could address her multiple health concerns without the laundry list of side effects associated with her medications. Sarah shared her own experiences with apple cider vinegar, describing how it had helped her to improve her digestion and maintain a healthy weight. She also shared anecdotes from her clients, recounting their success stories and the positive impact apple cider vinegar had had on their lives. Lisa was particularly struck by the story of a client who had struggled with chronic fatigue and sleep problems, similar to her own experiences. The client had found significant relief after incorporating apple cider vinegar into their daily routine, experiencing improved energy levels and more restful sleep. As the conversation drew to a close, Sarah offered Lisa a wealth of resources, including articles, scientific studies, and online communities dedicated to the benefits of apple cider vinegar. She encouraged Lisa to do her own research, to learn more about the science behind the remedy, and to make an informed decision about whether or not it was right for her. Lisa left the cafe feeling a sense of cautious optimism. She was still skeptical, but she was also intrigued. The idea of a natural remedy that could address her multiple health concerns without the side effects of medication was too enticing to ignore. She resolved to do her research, to delve into the science behind apple cider vinegar, and to see if it could truly be the answer she had been searching for. That evening, Lisa embarked on a journey of discovery, immersing herself in the world of apple cider vinegar. She spent hours poring over articles, scientific studies, and online forums, absorbing as much information as she could. She learned about the different types of apple cider vinegar, the importance of choosing raw, unfiltered varieties, and the proper way to dilute it to avoid damaging her teeth and esophagus. She discovered the various ways in which apple cider vinegar could be incorporated into her daily routine, from drinking it diluted in water to using it as a salad dressing or a natural cleaning agent. She was particularly impressed by the scientific studies that supported Sarah's claims. She read about research that demonstrated the ability of acetic acid to improve insulin sensitivity, slow the absorption of carbohydrates, and promote the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. She learned about the potential benefits of apple cider vinegar for weight loss, blood sugar control, and improved digestion. The more she learned, the more convinced she became that apple cider vinegar could be a valuable tool for improving her health. She felt a growing sense of hope, a belief that she might finally be able to break free from the cycle of chronic ailments that had plagued her for so long. After several days of intensive research, Lisa made a decision. She would embark on her own apple cider vinegar experiment. She would incorporate it into her daily routine and carefully monitor its effects on her health. She knew that it wouldn't be a quick fix, that it would take time and consistency to see results, but she was willing to commit, to give it her best effort in the hope that it could provide her with the lasting relief she so desperately craved. Lisa began her new routine with a sense of purpose and determination. She carefully measured out 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar and diluted it in a glass of water, typically 8 to 12 ounces, 240 to 350 milliliters, to reduce the acidity. She took her first sip, bracing herself for the sour taste. To her surprise, it wasn't as unpleasant as she had anticipated. The diluted vinegar had a tangy, refreshing flavor that she actually found quite palatable. She took the diluted apple cider vinegar in the morning on an empty stomach to activate her digestive system. She had learned that taking it before meals could help stimulate the production of stomach acid and digestive enzymes, improving the breakdown of food and preventing bloating and indigestion. She made a conscious effort to chew her food thoroughly and eat slowly, allowing her body to properly digest each meal. Lisa also drank 1 tablespoon of diluted apple cider vinegar before high-carb meals to help stabilize her blood sugar. She discovered that apple cider vinegar could slow carbohydrate absorption, preventing rapid spikes in blood sugar that led to cravings and energy crashes. Alongside this, she made healthier food choices, opting for complex carbohydrates, lean proteins, and plenty of fruits and vegetables, while limiting processed foods, sugary drinks, and refined grains. At night, she took 1 teaspoon of diluted apple cider vinegar in 6 to 8 ounces, 180 to 240 millimeters of water, about 30 minutes before bedtime. This helped regulate her blood sugar levels overnight and supported deeper, more restful sleep. In addition, she made lifestyle adjustments, creating a calming bedtime routine, following a consistent sleep schedule, and avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed. Lisa diligently followed her new routine for weeks, carefully tracking her progress and monitoring her symptoms. She noticed subtle changes, at first small improvements, in her digestion energy levels and sleep quality. The bloating after meals began to subside. Her energy levels were more consistent throughout the day, and she found herself falling asleep more easily at night. She was encouraged by these early signs of progress, but she knew that it was still too early to draw any definitive conclusions. As the weeks turned into months, the changes became more pronounced. Her digestion stabilized. Her bloating disappeared completely, and she no longer experienced the discomfort and embarrassment that had plagued her for so long. Her energy levels soared. She felt more alert and focused, and she was able to tackle her daily tasks with renewed vigor. Her sleep quality improved dramatically. She slept soundly through the night, and she woke up feeling refreshed and rejuvenated. She also noticed a significant change in her weight. The unwanted pounds that had accumulated over the years began to melt away slowly but surely. She didn't drastically change her diet or start a rigorous exercise program. The weight loss was a natural byproduct of the improved digestion, balanced blood sugar, and increased energy levels that resulted from her apple cider vinegar routine. She felt lighter, more agile, and more confident in her body. Her sugar cravings, once an insatiable hunger, had nearly disappeared. The balanced blood sugar levels prevented the intense cravings that had driven her towards sugary treats in the past. She found herself craving healthier foods like fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins. She was no longer a slave to her sugar addiction. She had finally broken free from its grip. After 6 months of consistently following her apple cider vinegar routine, Lisa decided to schedule a checkup with her doctor. She was eager to see if the changes she had experienced internally would be reflected in her blood tests and other health markers. She approached the appointment with a mixture of excitement and nervousness, hoping that her efforts had paid off. The doctor, a kind and thorough woman who had been treating Lisa for several years, was impressed by the changes she observed. Lisa's weight had decreased significantly. Her blood pressure was lower, and her overall appearance was much healthier. The doctor ordered a battery of blood tests to assess her blood sugar levels, cholesterol, and other key health indicators. The results of the blood tests were astounding. Lisa's blood sugar levels had stabilized, her cholesterol had improved, and all of her other health markers were within the normal range. The doctor was amazed by the transformation. She had never seen such dramatic improvements in such a short period of time. She asked Lisa about the changes she had made to her lifestyle, curious to understand the secret behind her remarkable progress. Lisa explained her apple cider vinegar routine, detailing the ways in which she had incorporated it into her daily life. She shared her research, her experiences, and the positive impact it had had on her health. The doctor listened attentively, her brow furrowed with interest. She admitted that she had been skeptical about natural remedies in the past, but Lisa's results had convinced her of their potential value. The doctor congratulated Lisa on her success and encouraged her to continue her healthy lifestyle choices. She also suggested that Lisa share her story with others to inspire them to take control of their health and to explore the potential benefits of natural remedies. Lisa left the doctor's office feeling elated. She had not only improved her own health, but she had also gained the validation of a medical professional. She felt empowered, confident, and grateful for the transformative power of apple cider vinegar. She continued to incorporate apple cider vinegar into her daily routine, enjoying its many benefits and sharing its transformative power with others. She learned that true healing comes from within, from addressing the root cause of our ailments and embracing a lifestyle that supports our body's natural healing abilities. Lisa's story is a testament to the power of knowledge, perseverance, and the transformative potential of simple, natural remedies. It is a reminder that even in the face of chronic stress and multiple health challenges, there is always hope for healing and a path towards a healthier, happier life. And it all started with a simple conversation, a shared cup of coffee, and a friend who believed in the power of apple cider vinegar. Health 2660. Thanks you for listening. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, be kind to yourself.